Check, check, 1, 2. Hello, my name is Ray Salazar, and this is Morning Real. A 3 or 4 or 100 million or minute or so podcast of films that I review of all calibers: Marvel, DC, Paramount, Warner Brothers, you name it. I review it, good or bad. Halloween time in this month of October. Scary stuff, scary films of all kinds. Today I'm giving you a Grindhouse, which is also a double feature coined because of the, you know, low budget theaters that would just put two movies together and people would watch it one after another. Imagine that, having to go into the theater at 7 p.m. and leave at 11 or 12 with an intermission in between. Today I have Hocus Pocus and Hocus Pocus 2. Both Disney films. I gotta say, I've never seen these films ever up until a couple of days ago. And it's only right. This movie's a classic among the Walt Disney pictures, especially in the 90s or so, when, screenplays, dialogues, they were, edgy. And this screenplay, I gotta tell you, Hocus Pocus has quite a edgy screenplay, in a family dynamic sense. You can tell that adults wrote this script because there's a lot of very, very light sexual innuendos, and it's really aimed towards like how like let's say a male teenager, how that person would talk to a female teenager, and there were flirting. There would be some flirting, and you can tell there's no way a teenager would actually say this. An adult wrote it, but it works. So yeah, the screenplay works in this film automatically. Hocus Pocus, keep this simple and sweet and short, gets 3 out of 4 tokes. I actually enjoyed this film because it is wholesome. It's perfect for the whole family to watch. In fact, I would even raise this up. I would suggest teenagers to watch this film, or preteens, because it shows you family, it shows you unity, it shows you how you got to stand up to other bullies and stuff like that. This film gets it. Real quick, this movie was directed by Kenny Ortega. Latino, right? Who would have known? Screenplay, Mick Garris and Neil Cuthbert. Story by Dave Kirshner and Mick Garris. Starring the OG Bette Midler. I love Bette Midler. She just makes this film seem alive. As far as her character is concerned, she stands out. She has a great supporting cast with Sarah Jessica Parker and Kathy Najimy. Both are cool actors in their own right. They're funny. You know what? This is like the scary, quasi goofy version, an all female Three Stooges. If you think about it, if you see this movie, you get to see a lot of slapstick among these women, and these women do it pretty well. And to be honest, due to the script, so good job, Garris and Cuthbert. Cinematography, Hiro Narita. More, starring Kathy Najimy, as I mentioned, Omri Katz, Thora Birch, and Vanessa Shaw. Characters in this film is they play it very well. The bullies are bullies, the bad guys are bad guys, but family orientated films, the bad guys in those, they're bad, but they're not, you're not gonna stick a gun to a kid's head, you're not gonna see that, especially in a Disney film. This came out in 1993. It had a great run. Obviously, the legendary status of this cult classic led to a sequel, which is called Hocus Pocus 2. This came out on Disney Plus. Oh my God, Ray saw a Disney Plus film. Yeah, I did. I had to, because it wouldn't be right just to review one of the Hocus Pocus films and not review the other. It's a double feature. You gotta do it. All right, Hocus Pocus 2. Here we go. 2022 American fantasy family comedy film directed by Ann Fletcher, written by Jen D'Angelo, and produced by Walt Disney Pictures. It stars, again, Bette Midler, the Fudge, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy, and Doug Jones reprising their roles. And then you got Sam Richardson, Whitney Peak, Belissa Escobedo, Tony Hale, who is freaking cool, and Hannah Waddingham joining the cast in new roles. I love Doug Jones. I think he's pretty freaking cool. Sam Richardson, I love Sam Richardson. Ever since I saw him in Veep, he just won my heart, man. He knows how to make you laugh, dude, by being awkward and just saying weird remarks. And his eye contact with certain characters. When the whoever framed this film, which is probably Elliot Davis, was the cinematographer, did a pretty awesome job. It's very consistent to the guy's work. Hocus Pocus 2 surprised me. And I really thought it was going to be lame. I really thought it was going to have like a crappy, very corny story. I didn't expect that it was going to be a mostly female driven film because, I mean, I don't watch too many Disney Plus films to begin with. So I don't know what the direction is as far as society is concerned when it comes to females, whether they're adults, prepubescent, adolescent, whatever. I don't know what the agenda is, but you can see what modern times are in a Disney film. And teenagers embrace makeup, they embrace fashion. It's all there in Hocus Pocus 2, which leads to that production design that's pretty good. Costume design is pretty good. I like the story in this film because it deals with friendship, especially in high school. And as you probably know, friendships are very important, especially among female teenagers. You know, guys are best friends forever. And then when the guy gets mixed into the pot, one of those girls are going to, just leave and start developing a relationship with the dude. You know how that goes. And you start to think, is my life over? Am I going to see this person again? And obviously, in this Disney film, yes, you do. I like the fact that it's female driven. I like that they show unity and the concept of quote unquote sisterhood, and not even sisterhood amongst like blood, but like sisterhood amongst your peers, especially like the people that you really care about, which in this case are your friends. Your friends are everything. Your friends represent you and you represent them. Obviously, in some weird way, the world revolves around your friendship, when in fact it's vice versa. The thing that got me with this film, and especially in the original Hocus Pocus, is that they like to mix like Broadway type of filmmaking into the production, where Bette Midler is singing a number, and as always, she just kills it, man. Like I said, I love Bette Midler. You can tell that she knows that she's Bette Midler, and she knows by being Bette Midler, if she wants a dance number in a movie, she's gonna get it and she's gonna lead it. And Sarah Jessica Parker and Kathy Najimy, they back her up, and they back her up 100% of the way. And I, for one, am sold by that. In the third act, while the film ends, and I'm talking about Hocus Pocus 2 here, there's a moment where Winifred feels completely powerless, and physically speaking, magically speaking, but emotionally speaking. And you never really, you didn't see that in the first one, but I like how they tackled that type of loneliness, that type of powerlessness when you don't have, your best friends or even your closest family alongside you, even though you treat them like crap. they still got your back no matter what. And I found that very gratifying. I found that very touching because you get to see the character, how Bette Midler plays it as, to be honest, completely human, even at that moment. And it's in screenplays, screenwriting in general, the main goal is to make your character as complex and third dimensional as possible. And I mean, for the most part, for the films respectively, I'm not saying it's a one trick pony with these characters, but they do show some depth, and I like that. In this one, however, and I know you know this if you've seen it, she's heartbroken. She's completely alone. She gave up her sisters for almost nothing, really, and that's the thing about life and how you see people is that you're willing to do all this to destroy others, but in reality, you're also destroying yourself in the process. And who wins really? And obviously, being a Disney film, no one's gonna win unless everybody wins. And I liked how the characters took a bow out in the film. And with that, I give this film 3.5 stars just because of that. The way they lit this film, the way they direct this film, as far as how we would see any kind of witch in modern times from 300 to 400 years back, it's quite a shock. And shoot, the modern age is a witch itself. My name is Ray Salazar. Follow me at Morning Shot Films on IG and YouTube. Follow Morning Reel. Rate and review this podcast and this episode. I really recommend everybody to go see Hocus Pocus 1 and 2. Dude, if you can, make a movie, a family movie night out of it. Put both of them. Believe me, everybody's gonna enjoy it. Thank you.